Hi, I'm here to teach about Freecell strategies. I didn't really see any videos online about Freecell strategies, so I kind of wanted to talk about how you beat Freecell often. So I have Freecell up here. I'm going to play a game, and then I'm going to tell you kind of the strategy that I use, and then I'm going to play the game and kind of talk through the game and use my strategies in order to win. As you can see, that I actually just started playing a little bit recently. I've won 9 games in a row, so I'm pretty decent at the game. So I think that this will help if you're trying to get better at Freecell. Alright, so strategy number 1 is to put aces up whenever you have the chance to not fill up any Freecell spaces. So this means that I want to put an ace up without using any Freecell space. So that's basically, you want to use Freecell spaces as little as possible. So that's kind of a part of strategy number 1 is use Freecell spaces as little as possible. Strategy number 2 is to try to use up columns. So you want to free up this whole space. So strategy up 2 is to free up columns. And that means that you want to try to get rid of all these columns, or all these cards on this column, because using a column, you are really flexible in what you can do. You can move a lot of cards over, so on and so forth. So strategy 2 is to try to free up columns. Strategy 3 is free moves, what I call free moves. And those are moves that I can do without sacrificing any Freecell spaces. So this kind of goes on rule 1 of where you're trying to use Freecell spaces as little as possible. For example, I can move this 8 on this 9, and that would not use up a Freecell space. So you might see some examples of free moves as I'm playing the game. And then the fourth and last strategy is to start aligning the columns into a row. So you want to start with basically like get a king here and start putting in king, queen, jack, 10. So you kind of want to line up all the cards and get a stack of cards going like that. So the fourth is to stack up cards in a line as much as possible. And I see my typo here. There's a chance. Put aces up when you have the chance to not use Freecell spaces. So let's go ahead and get started, kind of using these strategies, and I'll talk through it. So I can put this ace up, and then I need to get to this next ace. So I can actually use strategy 3 and 1. I can do a free move here, and then it'll put another ace up. That's perfect. So let's look for the other aces. The other ace is here, and the other ace is here. So can I move these to all free moves in order to get to that ace? I cannot. I don't have a black 10. And then here, we have a king. I can't move the 7, so that's not good either. So I'll have to start kind of playing around and moving around cards using free moves, not using the Freecell spaces as much as possible. So another strategy, kind of a part of the gathering the aces, is that you don't want to put cards over on top of, for a free move, you don't want to move this 8 over this 9 and put it on top of the ace if it's going to be a detriment. In this scenario, we have 3 6s, so it's probably going to be pretty, and we have the 7 that's behind that, so it's probably going to be a while before that we do that. So I'm actually okay with this free move, but sometimes that's a detriment. So I could put the jack over here, which is a free move. Again, on this ace, it doesn't look like I can move that ace. But I can put the jack over here on the queen. That works okay. And then I can't... a free move, for example, if this was a red 10, I could put the king up, and then I could put the 9 over here, and then put the king back down. That's still not using the Freecell spaces, so that's still considered a free move. I have 3 5s. This is going to be a rough game with those 3 5s and the 6s. So let's see. I have 3 3. 4's not here. I can put the 9 over on the 10, and that frees up the 6s. That's okay. I like this because we have some 5s that we can sort over here. Stop going up there. put the 5 and the 9 up, but I would put the 5 or 9 back. That's not really a free move. I don't like that since it's only a 2 that I'm freeing up, that it would go up to the ace. We have... Alright, so here's where I can get an ace for 1 card. And this is kind of using both free moves, except it costs 1 card. I put the 5 and the 6 up, and the 6. The ace goes up, and I can put the 6 and the 5 back on the 7. So we got that ace using 1 card. In this game, that seems like a pretty good sacrifice. Sometimes I don't do that. It depends on the situation. But since we're at the early game, it should be okay. So I've put the 2 and the 3 up, and the 4 over. The 10 can go over. The 8 can't go anywhere. The jack can't go anywhere. And the 9 and the 8 can't go anywhere. So that's not a good move. So we have a 6 and a 5. Let's put the 9 up and the 6 back. Here's another free move. I can put the 5 up, the 9 up, and the 6 and the 5 down. I still only have 1 card in my Freecell space, and I have another card up here. So that's another free move. I have the 7 here that goes on the 8. We freed up a column. That's exactly what we wanted to do. And that's kind of why I've been working over here. I haven't been working anywhere else. Now that we have a column, we have a lot of flexibility in order to try to maybe dig this ace out. Let's see. If I put the 7 over here, the 4 over here, it looks like the queen would go up, the 10 would go over, the 4 would go back on this, and the 9 would go up, the king would go back down. That's perfect. That's a good example of kind of the strategy you have to use in order to win this game. 4 over, king up, 10 over, 4 on the 5, king up, king down, queen down, free move. That entire thing was a free move. So let's start building on the other rule that I had, which is stack up cards. And that is, we put the jack here. I'm looking for a red 10. I'll even sometimes sacrifice a card to stack up a column. That's how important it is, I think. But I have another 10 here. So I could take away either of these two and sacrifice it, which I want to do. But what would give me the best flexibility? If I put the 4 up, put the 10 over here, I'm going to do with the 8. The 8 would go with the... Oop, there we go. Perfect. There we go. I did all that just to stack. And I really like stacking. You put the jack up here and the 9 and the 8 here, and put the jack back down. It's a free move. Actually, the jack can go here. And then I need a 7. Perfect. Now we have a whole column. This is what I like to see. Because you don't touch this column anymore once you're done with this. So this is really good. So I'm feeling pretty good about the game. Once you play this enough, you can get a good feeling about when you're going to win. Normally, when you start getting columns like this, you're pretty set. So I want to put the king over here because I need to free up this column. It's too massive. And I didn't want to use the column spaces or put the king over and try to use the column spaces. I would rather keep those open because it gives me a lot of flexibility. That's part of the strategy that I listed in the notepad. I want to get all these. I just want to get all of these up. Those can go up really easy, and I saw that the king and the queen could go down. The king can go down, and then we need what, the 2. Yep, perfect. 2 goes up. And we'll just dig ourselves out and then start getting all the cards to go up. So I pretty much won this game. Here you can be a bit flexible. You can still mess up. I've messed up a couple of times whenever you're just about this done. Come on. I know you can't go over. Alright, and that's it on the strategies. Again, first is you put up aces whenever you get a chance to not use Freecell spaces. Use Freecell spaces as little as possible in this rule. So if you sacrifice 1, make sure that it's only 1. Hardly ever sacrifice 2 unless you see just a big move. You want to free up columns. You want free moves. You don't want to use any Freecell spaces. So this rule kind of attaches itself to free moves. And then you want to stack up cards in a line as much as possible. So you want king through 2 in a line as much as you can. Alright, that's it. I hope that helps.